film is an overview of Yellowstone and Grand Teton, a glimpse into their wonders. For detailed videos on wildlife encounters, landscapes, and unique stories, visit the YouTube channel DrSK Toons.
Each visit to Yellowstone and Grand Teton tells its own story, a story written in light, shadow, and the wild moments that unfold in front of the lens. Last fall the parks opened with golden meadows and crisp mountain air. My camera found a moose standing among autumn willows, swans gliding across still waters, elk moving through the valleys, and a grizzly bear roaming the slopes, each frame holding the quiet power of the season. This spring the land felt alive with new beginnings. Bison moved slowly, their red-haired calves close beside them. A black bear guided her cub, a cinnamon-colored black bear foraged at the forest's edge. A grizzly led her cubs through the tall grass, pronghorns crossed the sage. A coyote searched the meadow, and from its den a badger emerged with its young. Elk returned, but the moose did not. One night under a sky untouched by city lights, the Milky Way rose in silence over the Mormon row barn. The only light came from the stars. A few years earlier, summer brought a different chapter. I traveled with my family. We stood before geysers, sending steam into the sky. We felt the mist of waterfalls and watched bison grazing in the open fields. High on the rocky slopes, a mountain goat climbed with ease, and in the distance we spotted a moose cow. From the heat of summer to the frost of fall, to the fresh breath of spring, each journey deepens my connection to these parks. In every season, Yellowstone and Grand Teton offer moments worth keeping in memory. And in the photograph,
fall in Yellowstone, the forest, held a quiet stillness until Raspberry, the well-known grizzly, appeared with her playful cub Jam. Together they wandered among the fallen pines, stepping carefully over dead trunks, pausing to sniff, nibble, and play. Their presence brought the silent woods to life. 2 days later, I returned hoping for another glimpse. Snow blanketed the clearing and a lone deer moved gently through the frost, a serene prelude. Then at last Raspberry and Jam emerged once more, their familiar shapes against the winter stillness, turning patience into reward.
Last fall, the forest whispered low through pine-scented breeze and early snow. In Yellowstone's wild, where legends roam, I met Raspberry the grizzly far from home. With fur like shadow and strength so wide, she strolled the fallen pines with pride. Beside her danced a cub so small, Jam the fearless, curious furball.
I had to see if they were near that same pine tree. Back I came with quiet breath to find their prints, their scent, their step. While I waited in the frozen hush, snowflakes danced in a gentle rush. A sudden stillness, eyes aglow. A deer appeared in a blanket of snow. Raspberry is one of Yellowstone's well-known mother grizzlies. She's raised multiple cubs over the years near the roadside valleys. And in fall 2024, she was spotted with a new cub, named by many as Jam for the sweet bond they share. These bears often forage on dead pine logs for insects and roots, teaching the young how to survive one step at a time.
The seasons pass, the snow may fall, but wild hearts answer nature's call. From mighty grizzlies to deer so shy, each sighting lifts the watching eye. you wait with patient grace.
In Yellowstone's enchanted
Space you just might find beyond the mist a tale of love that can't be missed.
In Yellowstone, the earth breathes fire and water. Geysers erupt skyward, sending plumes of steam into the cold air. Mighty waterfalls crash through deep canyons, echoing nature's timeless power. And in the hot springs, minerals paint the pools in brilliant blues, fiery oranges, and radiant greens, a living canvas of the planet's heart. Yellowstone, where Earth's forces create beauty beyond imagination.
In the heart of a caldera wide, where fire and water still collide, stands Old Faithful, nature's breath, a clockwork fountain that defies death. Every hour like a rising cheer, steam shoots skyward crystal clear, with hissing pride and boiling grace. It tells Earth's tale in skyward lace.
Old Faithful erupts, roughly every 60 to 110 minutes, shooting hot water up to 180 feet high, a predictable marvel in an unpredictable world.
Walk the boardwalk, take it slow, where colors from deep rainbows glow, red and orange, green to blue, a painting made from microbes' hue. It's not just color, it's Earth's art. From deep below, it steams from the heart. Silica rims and sulfur dreams, a living prism fed by thermal streams.
The Grand Prismatic Spring is the largest hot spring in the U.S., known for its vivid rings of color caused by heat-loving bacteria and minerals.
The air is thick with an ancient smell of eggs and ash, a sulfur spell. The mud volcano bubbles with pride, like Earth itself is breathing wide. Steam rises acrid, bold and raw, a reminder of what lies beneath the law. The smell may sting, the eyes may tear, but it whispers truths we seldom hear.
The strong, rotten egg smell comes from hydrogen sulfide gas, naturally released from geothermal features like geysers and mud pots.
Vast meadows roll like greenest seas, with bison drifting in the summer breeze. Towering peaks with snow still crowned, reflect in lakes where eagles sound. Fire-scorched trees, geyser basin steam, Yellowstone flows like a living dream. From Hayden Valley to Lamar's wide span, it tells the timeless tale of land. Yellowstone is home to canyons, rivers, valleys, mountains, and geothermal basins, all formed by ancient volcanic activity and glacial erosion.
Here in Yellowstone, every sense awakens. You hear the hiss. You see the color. You smell the earth's breath. You walk not just through land, but through time. It's a place that humbles and uplifts. A treasure forged in tectonic shifts.
Last fall in Yellowstone, I searched the rapids for harlequin ducks, but the whitewater held only the dance of other birds weaving through the spray. This spring luck returned. The harlequins were back. They didn't fight the current, they embraced it. Swimming upstream with ease, diving, twisting, and surfacing again.
Last fall I came with hope held high to Yellowstone streams beneath the sky. I searched the rapids, scanned the spray for harlequin ducks, but none that day. But nature still danced with life so bright. Other birds flickered in morning light. They chase the insects, swift and small, in racing waters where currents call. Then came a gift so rare, and there they were, so bold, so fair. The harlequin swam with fearless grace against the torrent. They held their place, their colors flashed, blue, rust, and white, a moving mural in mountain light. Not just surviving, but plain strong in roaring rivers where few belong. From missing a moment to catching the dream, the river remembers, it flows like a theme. Sometimes the treasure lies in the wait, and when it appears, oh, it feels like fate. So here's to the ducks, the stream, the sky, to patient hearts and the reasons why. In Yellowstone's rapids, the wild still sings of seasons of feathers, of waiting wings, of waiting wings.
my jacket so bright. White spots and bold stripes, I'm a dazzling sight. Blue-gray feathers with cinnamon chest. Among mountain rivers, I build my nest. Yeah, splash in the rapids, I'm tough and cool. Diving through waters that rush like a pool. Crashing streams are my favorite place, with a painted mask on my feathery face. Where I don't like calm, give me wild waves. Where the river roars and the water caves. I surf on rocks, I slip and slide. Nature's daredevil, enjoy the ride. Or I'm found in Alaska and Iceland too. From Canada down to Maine's cold blue. In winter I paddle by coastal shore, but come springtime, it's mountain roar. Females are mellow, all brown and sweet, while we boys got colors that can't be beat. She'll raise the chicks near streamside foam, while I fly off wild waters my home. Look, the river's delight, dressed like a jester, bold in flight. So if you see me on a stream so loud, give me a cheer, I'll quack back proud. The river's delight, dressed like a jester, bold in flight. So if you see me on the stream so loud, give me a cheer, I'll quack back proud. I got proud.
Last fall, I captured moose in the golden light of morning. The shots filled me with joy until later, when I discovered that a camera setting had gone wrong and every photo from that morning was lost. The disappointment was heavy. My mentor Tommy noticed the pain I was in. He took me back to the same place, giving me another chance. I photographed the moose again, though the images couldn't match what I had once created. Still, the experience eased the ache a little. This spring I returned to that spot, hoping the moose would appear again. But they weren't there. I left with only the hope that someday I'll capture the pictures I've been dreaming of.
Last fall, a moose stood near, wild and majestic, calm and clear. I captured the moments proud and bright, morning's gift in golden light.
But at night, while backing the frame, the setting was wrong and the pictures were lost. All that I took was gone that day, a lesson learned painfully.
My mentor Tommy understood the pain. He took me back to that place again. The moose returned, though not the same. The pictures healed, they eased the flame.
This spring we went to that place once more, but no moose walked on the valley floor. Empty meadows, silence deep, a memory guarded, a dream to keep.
Now each shedding I carefully see, no mistake will take the dream will rise, a moose in the wild before my eyes.
At Oxbow Bend, we captured the calm reflections of the Tetons. A tourist spoke of a grizzly with cubs at Culter Bay. We followed the lead, but the bears stayed hidden. Instead, our lenses found the quiet beauty of birds.
At Oxbow Bend, reflections shine. Mountains, water, a scene divine, while framing the river calm and wide, a bald eagle appeared in its regal glide. Soon a juvenile joined the flight, learning the ways of the sky's great height. From branches nearby, a small bird sang, echoes of wilderness through the valley rang. Tourists spoke of a grizzly bear with a cub roaming somewhere. To Coulter Bay our journey led. Dreams of the bear filled our head. Hours passed, the meadow stayed still. The grizzly never came down the hill, but birds fluttered, filling the day. Nature had spoken in its way. In the wild, no promise is made. Patience is tested, plans may fade. The gift of photography, simple and true. Take what nature offers, it always surprises you.
While waiting for the mighty grizzly in Yellowstone, a tiny chipmunk appeared on a branch, clutching its meal with delicate puffs. In that quiet moment, its carefree nibbling was as beautiful as photographing any great beast. Later, in the valleys of Grand Teton, a ground squirrel worked tirelessly stuffing its mouth with nesting material until it could carry no more than leaping across the grass with fierce determination. In moments like these, the wilderness reminds us every creature learned or small carries a story worth telling.
Waiting for the grizzly in the forest still, a chipmunk popped up with a playful thrill. On a branch it perched with stripes so neat, click of the camera as it nibbled its treat. Squirrels and chipmunks, lively and small, in Yellowstone, Grand Teton, we captured it all. From pine trees to meadows, they scamper and play, wild little neighbors in the parks every day.
After wild horses on the open land, a ground squirrel appeared, nature's plan. Mouthful of nesting, it leapt with cheer, building a shelter for the season near.
Chipmunks store seeds and burrows deep, while ground squirrels hibernate in winter sleep. Red squirrels guard cones with chatter so loud, tiny but fierce in the forest crowd. Squirrels and chipmunks, lively and small, in Yellowstone, Grand Teton, we captured it all. From pine trees to meadows, they scamper and play, wild little neighbors in the parks every day. Waiting for the grizzly in the forest still, a chipmunk popped up with a playful thrill. On a branch it perched with stripes so neat, click of the camera as it nibbled its treat. Yellowstone, Grand Teton, we captured it all. From pine trees to meadows, they scamper and play, wild little neighbors in the parks every day.
After wild horses on the open land, a ground squirrel appeared, nature's plan. Mouthful of nesting,
it leapt with cheer, building a shelter for the season near.
Chipmunks store seeds in burrows deep, while ground squirrels hibernate in winter sleep.
Red squirrels guard cones with chatter so loud, tiny but fierce in the forest crowd.
Squirrels and chipmunks, lively and small, in Yellowstone, Grand Teton, we captured it all. From pine trees to meadows, they scamper and play, wild little neighbors in the parks every day.
Back to the Grand Tetons, after a simple grocery trip in Jackson Hole, the GPS led us down an unfamiliar road, a path that ended abruptly in silence. But then through the stillness a sound rose, a trumpet echoing across the valley. Scanning the horizon, we discovered the source. Swans their calls drifting like music over the landscape. Sometimes detours are mistakes. They're nature's way of guiding us to hidden wonders.
Returning to the Tetons, fall colors in the air. From Jackson Hole with groceries, we trusted GPS there. It led us on a strange path, a dead end on the road. But nature had a surprise, a gift it would unfold.
Trumpet call was echoing, wild and strong, a voice of the wetlands, a swan's ancient song.
Scanning through the silence, our eyes found the grace. Trumpeter swans gliding in that hidden place.
Trumpeter swans, the largest of them all,
With wings that can span 8 feet tall. They winter in valleys, near rivers they stay, feeding on plants
crisp autumn day, feeding on plants through the crisp autumn day.
Sometimes a wrong turn can set things right. A dead end can lead to a wondrous sight. In the Grand Tetons, where wild hearts run, we found the swans beneath the fall sun.
Strong hazel swans, the largest of them all, with wings that can span 8 feet tall. They winter in valleys, near rivers they stay,
Feeding on plants through the crisp autumn day, feeding on plants through the crisp autumn day.
We got like a face-off going on right now. Dude, this one of them has like a chip on him.
Yeah, with a neck thing.
Last fall, the roads to Tetons and Monroe Valley lay silent, closed by snow. The great valleys waited hidden from our view. This spring, the wilderness opened its doors again. We watched a pronghorn turn from prairie to pursuer, driving off a hungry coyote. Nearby, a young badger tumbled and played with its mother to death. In the meadow, a bison struggled through the timeless labor of burning a moment raw and powerful. The wolves remained unseen, but the valleys reminded us nature always has more stories than we can believe.
Last fall, snow closed valleys wide. Lamar and Hayden, we could not stride. Yellowstone's doors half shut that day. Winter's curtain blocked our way. This spring we searched for wolves unseen, waited long in green valleys, scopes and lenses pointed high, but no movement met the eye.
We moved along and there we found a bison is in labor in the meadow, struggling to give birth a timeless seed. The valley is alive.
us as they passed. 2 days later, back we came. The badgers showed, but the wolves made no claim. Others saw them hunt that day, just after we had walked away. The coyote and the hidden fawn, where the bison labored before. A coyote waited by the valley floor. A pronghorn watched, alert, where
Its fawn was hidden in secret care.
Traffic built, the rangers came, moved the coyote off the plain. The pronghorn charged, the hunter fled. Soon more pronghorns joined ahead. In Yellowstone's wild, each moment shifts. Patience gives both loss and gifts. Wolves, badgers, bison, pronghorn too. Every turn shows something new.
In the Grand Tetons, we came across the nest of an osprey, perched high against the backdrop of snow-capped peaks. The bird sat patiently, guarding its home, the silence broken only by the sound of the river below. After a long wait, the osprey lifted from the nest, wings stretching wide as it soared into the open sky. In that brief, powerful moment, one of its feathers drifted free, spiraling gently downwards, a rare gift from the wild, carried by the wind.
This spring in the Tetons, where snow peaks rise, an osprey pair nested under open skies. High on the branches, guarding their home, sharp eyes watching where rivers foam.
Hours went by, the silence was long. Patience is the rhythm, nature's song.
Then at last, with wings stretched wide, the osprey lifted into the sky.
Snow mountains framed, the soaring flight, a hunter of fish, a symbol of might.
Strong hooked beak and talon Tetons air, a majestic scene as it circled high. The wind gave play, a single feather drifted away, falling softly, a moment rare, a gift of the osprey, suspended in
Last fall in Yellowstone, I watched a grizzly and her cub walk across fallen pines. On the final day of that journey, a fleeting glimpse of another grizzly in the Tetons. Just a moment, yet a memory that endures. This spring, the Tetons stirred with life. A cinnamon bear feasted on wild fruits, marking the season's beginning. In Yellowstone's woods, a black bear with her cub appeared, and another cinnamon-colored wanderer crossed our path. As spring came to a close, the Tetons offered a final gift. A grizzly with 2 cubs, a wild family thriving in their mountain home.
Last fall the forest opened its door. A grizzly with cub walked where pines fell before. Dead trees, their pathways steady and slow. A glimpse of wild strength in nature's glow. The final this spring begins in Grand Teton's dawn. The journey anew, a cinnamon bear, eating fruits in view, distant yet certain, the season start. A forager's feast in the mountain's heart. In Yellowstone's woods, shadows unfold. A black bear with cub, their story told. And nearby again, cinnamon brown, foraging long, moving around. As the spring trip drew near, The Tetons offered a final friend. A grizzly with 2 cubs appeared that day. A family of wild in their natural way.
Moments are fleeting, the hours run fast, but each bear encounter is a memory to last.
In Yellowstone and Tetons,
Horses graze in the Grand Teton Valley, framed by the snow-capped mountain peaks. These peaks rise over 13,000 feet, shaped by glaciers and tectonic forces. Sunset at Schwabacher Landing, the Snake River bends. Its calm waters mirror the jagged Tetons. Sunset paints the sky with fiery hues, and reflections glow in golden light. A North American river otter breaks the stillness, diving sleek with whiskers twitching. It pursues mallards and mergansers, master of water, escaping with flight. Otters are agile carnivores of rivers, feed on fish, frogs, and birds. Their playful dives keep ecosystems balanced, indicators of clean, thriving streams.
Horses graze in the Grand Teton Valley, framed by the snow-capped mountain peaks. These peaks rise over 13,000 feet, shaped by glaciers and tectonic forces. Schwabacher sunset at Schwabacher Landing, the Snake River bends. Its calm waters mirror the jagged Tetons. Sunset paints the sky with fiery hues. Reflections glow in golden light. A North American river otter breaks the stillness, diving sleek with whiskers twitching. It pursues mallards and mergansers, masters of water, escaping with flight. Otters are agile carnivores of rivers, feeding on fish, frogs, and birds. Their playful dives keep ecosystems balanced, indicators of clean, thriving streams.
horses in meadow, otter in water, peaks above the river below. Grand Teton's wild symphony continues, a living documentary of nature's flow. In every journey, footsteps grow through family and friends. The strength will show in the path of light. With cameras near, their presence has guided year by year.
Mentor taught me and stood by my side, with students and peers in learning's tide.
Through lessons shared and patience something new.
Baskararaju, a spark of passion, an endless flame. Mary Binford and Clive Fernando too. Alan Daniels' vision shaped what I do.
A circle of peers sharing their wisdom across the years, and Sudhir Shivaram with training online, his craft lessons became partly mine.
This journey in frames is never alone. Click carries voices I've known. Family, friends, and mentors all play a part, guiding the eye, inspiring the heart. This journey in frames is never alone. I've known. Family, friends, and mentors all play a part, guiding the eye, inspiring the heart, guiding the inspiring the
This film is an overview of Yellowstone and Grand Teton, a glimpse into their wonders. For detailed videos on wildlife encounters, landscapes, and unique stories, visit the YouTube channel DrSK Toons.